We are outside of Flagstaff, Arizona, up in the mountains of the Coconino National Forest.
You don't really think about mountains that are 12,000 feet when you think of Arizona.
But thousands of years ago, volcanoes erupted between Flagstaff and the Grand Canyon. The lava and debris created the San Francisco volcanic field and a mile-long lava tube cave.
We're traveling 32 miles amongst those extinct volcanoes, and our goal is to reach that cave in 2 days.
We're about to try something that we've never done before.
Yeah, we're going bikepacking. All of our stuff is going to be loaded onto mountain bikes.
Bikepackers can go 3 times faster than backpackers, but speed isn't always advised.
When it comes to biking through pumice fields and volcanic debris,
A little tight here, a little tight.
boulders, rough trails, steep elevation, we're gonna have a lot of obstacles to maneuver around. We've got the right gear for this. It's just gonna be getting out there and seeing how we handle it.
Ooh, chilly.
Yeah, it is. We're up over 7,000 feet.
Yeah.
Let's get these bad boys down and pack them up.
We're going out on an overnight trip, so we have to bring absolutely everything that we might need.
I mean, we've packed a lot of backpacks, we've packed boats, but we've never packed up bikes. The major trick for us is gonna be staying on top of this gear and moving efficiently.
The heaviest stuff goes in bags that will strap to the center of our bike frames. Stuff we'll need quickly goes in the handlebar bags. And seat bags hold light camping rolls. Less weight on our backs saves more strength from pedaling.
We'll let you know if that's true in about 5 or 6 hours here.
Packed.
You downloaded the map?
I got the map.
Got the old traditional one, just in case.
I got the whole route planned out. From the campground, we're gonna take the 29, which curves around, and then we'll be hanging a left on the 146. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for that.
Okay.
We head off towards our first turn.
It's intense.
We have about 15 miles to cover today to get to a halfway point. So far, we've climbed over 800 feet in just 2 miles.
We just wanna make enough distance today to make sure that we can get to the cave tomorrow. So I know we're getting really close to hitting our trail intersection. My hope is that once we hit that, we dip over a saddle and start the downhill.
When we first started going, the trail was rough. We are up close to 9,000 feet in elevation. I'm humbled. We've got higher to go, much more to climb, and rockier and rougher terrain to tackle.
This is it. This is our intersection.
Oh,
That was insane. So it looks like we're at the 146. I believe this is where the downhill begins. So this should be pretty easy. We got about 7 miles and it's gonna be our first turn off. Let's just cruise. It looks like this thing just goes straight down.
man.
The downhill, we earned it. At least we earned it.
You're dang right we did.
This is getting better. This is much, much better. Here we go, baby. This is what I've been waiting for.
Oh, the reward.
So right now we're flying on this Forest Service road that's just cutting through aspens, all these other amazing evergreen trees. It's got just this perfect downslope where we're cruising, but having just a great, great time. I'm keeping my eyes peeled because there is a lot of different wildlife that could be out here in these woods.
Bobcats can adapt to most desert and forest conditions in North America, but their favorite terrain is rocky with lots of plant cover. But sometimes when you look for one thing, you end up spotting something completely different.
Ooh, hold up, hold up, hold up. You see that?
Oh, I
the
see.
elk?
Oh, yeah, I do. Big rack on him. Holy cow.
It's crazy, he's just poking out from behind that tree. It's nuts to see an elk up here in Arizona.
It's nuts that we were just about at 10,000 feet in elevation, too.
Totally.
There's a huge northern elk population.
Elk appear in Arizona at elevations above 6,000 feet. An adult male can weigh up to 900 pounds. Despite their size, their natural predators are coyotes and mountain lions.
We're picking up a lot of speed, and even though we're not dealing with giant boulders or roots anymore, this gravel can be a little deceiving.
We're making good time here, but we still haven't seen the turn that leads to our campsite.
Whoa, whoa, shoot.
No way.
This can't be.
With both a map and a GPS, we somehow missed our turnoff.
We must have been flying, and we went right past our turn.
Jack planned our route on GPS. I, on the other hand, went the old-fashioned way. Our plan is kind of taking a hit. We gotta start making moves, because today was supposed to be the easy day.
So we missed our turn. We were going fast. We were. It's not clearly marked.
We basically had one turn to make, and somehow, Jack missed it.
It's straight uphill to get back there. So if we were to backtrack and get on the right trail, it's gonna kill a lot of time.
This secret trail right here, that will still get us to where we need to go. Instead of having to backtrack and go up an elevation.
It's 4 o'clock, and we still have at least 5 miles to go to get to our campsite tonight. This secret trail cuts across the lava field and looks like it will save us serious time.
Well,
Whoa. Yikes.
So for our secret trail, we're trying to navigate through a lava field. So we've got huge boulders, rocks, branches, roots.
I start to realize that this is not for beginners. Right off the bat, we're going uphill. We're dodging boulders left and right. I'm still adjusting to the altitude. I'm huffing and puffing, but I'm maneuvering around these boulders pretty well. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
But overconfidence is dangerous.
Jeez.
I'm good.
Dang, you all right?
I'm good.
Oh.
I pop down a little ledge and my tire sticks right into this wedge between two rocks. Just like that, I'm headed over the handlebars and I smash on the ground.
Secret Trail 1, Jack 0.
dang, you got lucky that you fell that way.
It don't look good.
From now on this trail, I'm gonna be extremely cautious.
Or maybe we're just in over our heads.
Did you fall?
No. Oh my gosh.
You all right?
I nailed the rock and the seat hit me.
Got the best of you?
It really got the best of me.
Accidents are likely when you're navigating a landscape strewn with all this rock and rubble.
This is brutal. This is easily the most difficult biking we've ever done.
This is expert level. Look at the size of these boulders.
I mean, not only are these things huge and they're everywhere, but they're sharp. So when you fall on them or you brush up against them, they scrape you up. All right. Looks like we went roughly 15 miles. I wanted to get to 16, cut the trip in half.
A mile short after everything that we just did. I will take that any day of the week. That's fine.
You're saying you want to set up camp?
Yeah, while we're still in one piece, I think it's good to quit while we're ahead. We got demolished today.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah, let's do it.
Beat.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave any questions or comments that you have.
And please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more to come.